the lower bill, right?
And then your glasses are gonna steam out.
Yeah, sorry about you. And then you really scoot it under your chin, up above your nose once you're ready. Yeah, really tuck it under your chin there. There you go. So when you move your jaw, then it looks like you're doing it.
Now, is this somehow related to Memorial Day?
No, he ordered these a couple months ago. He told me he was going to order really fast. They just finally came from China, that's all.
The Memorial Day ducks?
You can make it if you need to make it something.
Yeah, I gotta have a story to tell, right?
So it's a little bit hot.
No, I gotta get the microphone in my mouth.
Yeah, so there you go. The mic, your bill's all around that mic. Yep.
They say eat the mic.
Good morning. Welcome to Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to get started with our spiritual quackery this morning with our first two community songs. Join us.
Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Oh, I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. That the Bible, it told me that I had to be good. But now I love 'cause I want to. I love 'cause I am free. Guided by the Spirit, oh Lord. Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the 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 Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, I don't need any prodding, don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart. God is my all in all in all. I let go of my burden. Loving God has made me free. Guided by the Spirit, oh Lord. Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, 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 Spirit of God is upon me. Thought it was my duty. Thought it was my job. Somewhere I believed that loving God would be hard. Loving God is wonderful. Loving God is ecstasy. Thank God for my freedom. Yeah, let me tell you, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, 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 the Spirit of God is upon me. Yeah. Let me take a breath here.
They are a tad warm.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Peace inside my heart, God, and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God, and only God I live to see. Peace inside my heart, God, and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God, and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Peace inside the earth, God, and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God, and only God I live to see. Peace inside the earth, God, and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God, and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om.
Thank you, band, for playing along with my silliness. Saw these duck masks on Facebook a month ago, and they finally got here literally on a slow boat from China. It was true this time. I figured we needed to laugh a little bit. So welcome everybody who's joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. Welcome everybody who is joining us here in the room. Yay! We are gradually recreating a new us. More about that later. So for now, let me remind us of who we are. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Reverend Rafe Ellis, and I am so honored and privileged to be the senior minister here. So we are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the very diversity of creation. We strive to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, to one another, and the world. And we experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, talents, and treasures. And we intentionally promote our community and our teachings. And one of the ways that we demonstrate our inclusivity is through our Sunday morning candle lighting ritual. And we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles of love and law. And we light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light this final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. And so now we're going to join in music. Lift your voice. Let's fill this planet with song, shall we?
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I see a life so clearly now. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred soul. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the sweetest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. So get ready, my soul.
Thank you, musicians. So this is our time of announcements. We had a board meeting on Thursday, and there are not enough adjectives to tell you how amazing this board is and how much they really are doing the heavy lifting of making difficult decisions in the land of pandemic, where somehow June 15th became a magical date to reopen everything. And we had a very open conversation about that what makes June 15th magical? Well, we're just going to go with the governor is divinely inspired. And in one mind, perhaps it can be magical. And so we're going to go with that. We're in the process right now of firming up what our procedures will be here at Sierra Center. We've got a couple of things that will be in place I'm going to let you know about, and then there'll be more information in the newsletter. But we're ordering Mardi Gras beads in different colors, and we're going to coordinate the color of those beads to give you some empowerment about your comfort zone. And so there will be one color that says, please don't approach me. There will be another color that says, approach me for conversation, and there will be another color that says, hug me. We're also going to, because the sanctuary, all the chairs will be back up after June 15th, we will empower people with signs that if they want to continue to have space between them and other people, they will be able to put signs on at least 2 seats to either side of them to establish that space. If you're okay with somebody sitting next to you, then you simply don't use any of those. So we're trying to empower people without putting people in the awkward position of having to clarify and justify and spend all of their time in spiritual community dealing with that. So if you have any other ideas that would make that even easier for folks, we're open to your input. Shoot me an email at revrafe@sierracenter.org, and we'll factor that into the mix. The Wednesday night is on hold for now during the summer because folks are out doing summer things in the evening. So it just makes sense to honor that. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a salmon, so swimming upstream is not my thing. So I'm going to go with the flow. Our Tuesday night Actualizing Wholeness happens this coming Tuesday. And it is, I'm going to tie it into today's talk because this is a great place to really dig into these teachings with other folks that are challenging race consciousness and our own thinking to actually actualize the wholeness that we already are. And that's a system of removing beliefs that get in our way. And so it's a love offering basis, which means it's essentially free. We do ask that you give a love offering, but that's up to you and the God of your understanding. So the Zoom link is right there. It's Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. I hope you will choose to join us. It does not matter if you've never been to any of them before. Just show up. Just show up. Have some fun. Play in the sandbox with us. So that's it for the announcements this morning. And so this is our time of inward shift. And this morning, Reverend Madeline is going to speak to us briefly about gratitude. I have to keep track because there's 7 of them. Then that will lead us into our meditation. She will bring us out of our meditation with our opening spiritual mind treatment and then the reading of our affirmation. Here we go.
Good morning. It's so wonderful to see faces. Yay, thank you. So with the core value of gratitude, I realized that last time I was here, I was speaking on the core value of gratitude. So I'm grateful to be here again. And so it's so good to see everybody. I think everybody knows what the concept of gratitude is, but there's so many different examples. There's the tangible ones and the intangible ones. And one of the tangible ones for me is cleaning the cat boxes in my house because I love my kitties. So I'm willing to do and grateful to do what is called for. Another thing I'm very grateful for is this morning when I got dressed, my clothes still fit me. It's like, yes, I have clothes that I can wear to church. And anyone else, it's good to come dressed, by the way, when you come back on June 15th. It's just, yeah. Anyway, but the other thing that's so important is that there are so many intangibles, the things that we can't hold in our hands, but that we feel in our hearts and recognize our thoughts in our minds. It's just, if the only prayer you ever say is thank you, that is enough. Meister Eckhart. So the only prayer you ever need to say is thank you, sincerely and with love. And it's a habit that you get into. It's a atmosphere, it's a way of being, it's an attitude. That's what gratitude's about for me. Every single day, I text someone my gratitudes in the evening. In fact, I do it to 2 people. And then I talk to my husband about it too. So gratitude is woven into my life. It's like I am not complete going to sleep unless I've done my gratitudes. It's just part of it. It's just so important. And then one of the other things about being grateful for the intangibles is you get experiences, you have insights, there's serendipities, there's intuitions, there's synchronicities. You never know what's going to happen. And so when those things happen, it's like, yes, and just be so happy. So one of those happened to me when I was getting ready to do this, and I have to share this with you because I can't believe it happened. So I'm looking for things for gratitude, and I happened to pick up an old journal, and I mean this is from 2002. So this was written, and I hope I can read my handwriting. That's another thing I'm grateful for, being able to read. Is that this was written on October 19th, 2002, the day after my wedding anniversary. We were on a trip, and this is what I wrote. I am sitting atop Sentinel Dome in Yosemite National Park as I write in this journal. I have just finished reading the chapter, Decide to Live Richly in the Power of Decision. Studying my science of mind on the top of the world in the high Sierras. Then there is a 360-degree view from here into Yosemite Valley, Half Dome, El Capitan, the Ahwahnee, spectacular views. I am sitting on granite, warmed by the sun. The wind is whistling through the trees in a rush. There are distant voices of other hikers. I'm surrounded by life. The hawk soared by not long ago. Some of the rocks have spider webs, and the flies and the yellow jackets cruise by every so often. I am at peace and in awe of how truly fabulous my life is. So many fantastic adventures already, and so many more to come. I love my life. Thank you, God. As you can tell, I was moved. It's just, yes. So I have a quote that really resonated for me from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'm going to read it twice. It's short. Cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. Once again, cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Let's meditate. Gently coming back into your body, breathing, deeply breathing. I know and accept that as we breathe, we are each affirming and reminding ourselves that we are in touch with the universe, that God's Spirit is all there is, and that one divine source is creating in and through us with that love, that light, that joy, that power in each and every moment. I breathe into this unity, this knowingness that we are all truly whole, perfect, and complete. We're all one. And I know and accept that as I affirm that, I live that as well. I know and accept that there is joy and happiness and deep, deep gratitude welling up within me and in every other being in this world. I know and accept there is so much to be grateful for, so much to co-create the beautiful future that we have ahead of us. I just know and accept that every guided action by the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, by Reverend Rafe and all the practitioners and everybody, musicians, everybody involved, is for the highest and best for this beautiful spiritual community as it thrives and grows and serves for our spiritual journeys. And I know and accept that sharing our spiritual journeys is the highest and best practice. That there is love, there is light, there is support, there is deep caring in each and every heart. And I know that as we thrive together, we thrive individually, we are flourishing, and that all the apparent discord in the world is healed through community and love and light and sharing and service and care. So I know and accept that each and every one of us is healthy, so healthy, and that our decisions around our health are divinely guided, that we sleep well, we eat well, and we move our bodies. We are just totally in perfect equilibrium. And I also know and accept that as we are one with each other, our hearts and minds are expanding into that love. And there are so many infinite ways to share. The smile with your eyes, the smile with your mouth. And I just know and accept that we are all divinely guided to share that care and love. And I also know and accept that we are all wealthy beyond our knowingness in finances and abundance and prosperity, but also in experiences and love and friendships and all those beautiful things. I know that we are all divinely guided, and I am so grateful that I dwell in this land with all of you. So I know and accept that the law is, of course, experiencing these requests, these knowings, these thoughts, and they are manifest. And I know with peace and love and joy and deep, deep thanksgiving that they are so. So with conviction, with trust, with peace, with love, with grace, with infinite knowing, I let it go. So together we say, and so it is. Thank you. I'd like to share the affirmation, and I will say it once first, and then we can all say it together after that. And it's deep breath. Let's do it this way. I release my old story with celebration. I boldly embrace a new experience of me. So let's take a deep breath together and say it together. I release my old story with celebration. I boldly embrace a new experience of me. And so it is. Yay. Thank you all.
This is a song by India.Arie. Inside my head there lives a dream that I want to see in the sun. Behind my eyes there lives a me that I've been hiding for much too long, 'cause I've been too afraid to let it show, 'cause I'm scared of the judgment that may follow, always putting off my living till tomorrow. It's time to step out on faith, gotta show my faith. It's been elusive for so long, but freedom is mine today. Gotta step out on faith, it's time to show my face. Procrastination had me down, but look what I have found. I found strength, courage, and wisdom. It's been inside me all along. Strength, courage, and wisdom inside of me. Behind my pride there lives a me that knows humility. Inside my voice there is a soul, and in my soul there is a voice. But I've been too afraid to make a choice, 'cause I'm scared of the things I might be missing, running too fast to stop and listen. It's time to step out on faith, gotta show my faith. It's been elusive for so long, but freedom is mine today. Gotta step out on faith. It's time to show my face. Procrastination had me down, but look what I have found. I found strength, courage, and wisdom. It's been inside me all along. Strength, courage, and wisdom. It's been inside me all along. Every day I'm a praying for strength, courage, and wisdom. Yeah, to find me, yeah. Strength, courage, and wisdom inside of me. I found it in me. I found it finally. I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it in me. I found it finally. I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it. And I think I'm gonna keep it. Thank you.
Let's take a breath together. So last week, I invited you to spend the week exploring your current story and entertaining the idea of letting it go. I love that this morning's affirmation is, I release my old story with what? Celebration. Because I don't know about you, but most of the time when people are telling me to let go of my story, they're not using the word celebration. They're like, you just need to let go of your story. Well, that doesn't feel celebratory. It feels rather guilting and shaming and filled with condemnation and judgment. And I have to own, I've been that person that said that to people, right? It's not helpful. So if you're one of those people that say that to someone else, stop it. That's the simple solution. Just stop it. Our stories, our history, our evolution is precious. It brought us to this moment. And I love the Emerson's quote, to be grateful for it all, because all of it brought us to this moment, yes? If any part of us, any moment was different, we would be at a different place. That's just how it works. And so we created every one of those moments. Perhaps we can just celebrate without having to beat ourselves up, without having to answer the infamous why. Because here's the thing about why. Even if we can accurately answer it, the best we can do is put it in a box, right? We make ourselves a little why box. And every time you figure out a why, write it down on a file card and put it in there. So when someone says, why did you do that? Hold on. This is why I did that. It changes nothing. It changes nothing. Not even us. And in fact, what it actually does is anchor us in the past. Because now where is my attention? My attention is on justifying. My attention is on rationalizing. My attention is squarely in a moment that is no longer happening. And so what I'm doing is recreating that in the now. And law, the activity of creation, goes, oh, he wants more of that. And then all of a sudden it is happening in the now. And then I'm in that place of, why does this keep happening? Right? Well, it keeps happening because I keep making it so. Nobody else is doing it. The hardest thing that I have ever done is to live in the now. Now, let me caveat that. Living in the now is not hard. Letting go of all of the mental rhetoric that keeps me in the past or in the future is challenging because it challenges everything I've ever been taught. Right? I'm supposed to figure out what I did in the past so that I can make sure I don't do it in the future. And while I'm doing that, I'm supposed to somehow pay attention to what's happening now so I can use what's happening now to prevent doing the past again in the future. All my attention is still in the past. And so I continue to recreate that. Interestingly enough, our founder, Ernest Holmes, clearly defines for us on page 448 the purpose of science of mind. In fact, the title of the paragraph, in fact, says in italics, the purpose of science of mind. It's not coded, it's not hidden, it's right there. Here's what he says. The whole purpose of science of mind is to reconcile the apparent separation of the spiritual world, which must be perfect, with the material world. It's not to avoid the material world. It's not to spiritually bypass the material world. It's not to deny the material world. It is to reconcile, to bring together, to, dare we suggest, to live in alignment with the physical world and our spiritual self. So how do we do that? Well, if we go back one page to page 447, if we would come to the universal wholeness, okay, we are already whole. That's what we are. We can't make ourselves whole. But if we're going to come to it, if we are going to arrive, to actualize it, we must approach it through the law of its own nature. So what is it? It being consciousness, it being wholeness, it being the infinite, it being the substance that we're made out of. This means that we must give our undivided attention. Undivided. Not on Sundays, not on Wednesdays, not when it's convenient. Our undivided attention to the spiritual unit back of all things. Our undivided attention to consciousness. Our undivided attention to what we're made of. Since all else is included within this unit, all else, not the people you like, not the ideas you like, all else. We find our particular good, the good we're thinking about, only through unity with life. We have to take ourselves to task. And the only way I know to do that is to start challenging our thoughts. When we're experiencing something and we're telling ourselves, oh, this is just, stop. Ain't a word of truth in it. If we are stating situational stuff as accurate fact, as truth, we have to stop right there. Because what's true is that what is showing up in effect is the outpicturing of beliefs. It is not the wholeness. It is a particularized use of the wholeness. It is a belief that is being outpictured, especially when we're talking about other people. It's so easy to fall into, oh, well, they just want. You don't know what they want. You have no idea what they want. None. I would dare say most of us have no idea what we want most of the time. But we're really good at declaring that we know what other people want based on their behavior. All we know is that we're experiencing their behavior. Now here's the thing, folks. How you experience their behavior is based on what you believe about that behavior. It's not based on even what they're doing. It's based on what you're telling yourself about what they're doing. Doesn't mean we put blinders on. Okay, let me be really clear, because I know some of you just went to that place of, oh, so I just turn off the TV and ignore everything around me and life is, no. Where do we find wholeness? In the unity of all things. There is no me, there is no you, there is no place to separate to, there is nothing to separate from. What's the purpose of science of mind? To reconcile the apparent separation between our spiritual self and the material world. When we really understand that the material world is nothing more than an outpicturing of how much clarity we are operating with about our own wholeness, everything shifts. And so to boldly create a new narrative is to do just that. Think about narrative. Think about your story. Let go. I encourage you to let go of that word, because it's got some nasty connotations. Right? To write a new narrative. Narrate. You are narrating your own life experience. And your life experience is showing up post-narrative. First, we write the narrative, and then we experience it. Most of us are clueless about what's really going on in here. It's automated. We've been told what to think generationally. Right? The conditioning starts before we're even born, because it's a generational conditioning. All of those things, so, when you're born and air hits you, your first indoctrination is the beliefs of the people who birthed you. The nurses, the doctors, the building, all of that. In animal husbandry, that's called imprinting. It's interesting that the animal science world actually acknowledges that and strategizes that imprinting, because they recognize that that very first imprinting on that animal carries through that animal's entire life. How would we birth humans differently if we consciously attended to that first imprinting? Wow, wouldn't that, and some birthing centers actually have, do that. And then that first moment with our parents, imprinting. As an EMT, one of the saddest moments that I ever witnessed, I was in labor and delivery doing my clinical, and this amazing woman, and I'm here to tell you, women deliver babies. EMTs, paramedics, doctors, we catch them. But women deliver them. And I watched this woman go through this whole labor and delivery. And the minute the doctor announced that it was a little girl, I watched her turn to her husband and apologize for not giving him a son. Broke my heart. Those are the things in our collective consciousness that are available for us to shift. Why would we apologize for creating any human being? Oh my goodness. You. All y'all out there. That's a southern redundancy. You are whole, perfect, and complete. You always have been. Nothing in you is missing. Nothing in you has ever been broken. You can't be broken. God cannot be broken. Our human body can be violated. It can be scarred. It can be wounded. You cannot. Your container can. And we can heal that. You can't get better than the moment you got here. Because nothing's missing. And too many of us spend our whole lives trying to find what's missing in us. And I invite you this morning to begin to reveal your story. To boldly reveal a new story of you. Because the story of you has already been written. It has been written on the heart of creation itself. That's why you're here. Because God, the divine, the infinite love, spirit, whatever word works for you, wanted to experience itself as you. That's how precious you are. That's how profound your presence is. And so I invite you to spend whatever physical time you have left on this planet dedicating yourself to revealing that. To let go of measuring up to any human standards. To spend time doing the spiritual work. If you want a higher consciousness, go this way. It's a paradox. You can't go up in consciousness without going deeper inward. Because that's where it is. It's not lost. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to find it. We talked briefly last week about all those self-help books that are sitting in mint condition on your shelves at home. It's not in there. Doesn't mean somebody else's writing might not help you reveal it. But there's nothing in that book that is magic that you don't already possess. I want to wrap up with this. Before the 12 steps of recovery were written, early goers to Alcoholics Anonymous, which is the 12-step fellowship that started that whole process, they were encouraged to read Thomas Troward's Edinburgh lectures. Why? Because it is a great resource about cause and effect. We are cause and effect. Cause is the infinite quantum field, energy, love, whatever label you put on it. It's infinite, it's indefinable. We are the effect of that in form. Cause is the substance. Form is the effect. How we use it is in our thoughts and our beliefs. And the beliefs that you hold unexamined, the ones that operate under the surface, automated without question, are the ones that operate the most efficiently. I invite you, put on your spiritual scuba gear and dive on in there and find them. Heal them. And all that means is change them. That's the beautiful part about thought. Whatever belief got created can be changed. Cause is changeless. Everything in form, including thoughts, can change. Boldly, courageously, defiantly if you need to. Begin to narrate a new version of you simply by revealing what's already there. Let's take this into prayer. So in this moment, I recognize that there is one infinite, ever-present allness. Its nature is love. Its nature is infinite possibility, wholeness, perfection, completeness. No adjective can encompass all that it is. Love, grace. It gives from itself to itself. It creates out of itself to experience itself. And so I know that I am that in form. I know that every living being in form is that in form. I know that this lectern is that in form. All within the whole. And so I speak my word for all of creation this morning. Speaking in the first person because there's only one of us here. That the wholeness that has always been present is lifted up as we go deeper. Deeper into an awareness of our perfection, of our wholeness, of the infinite possibility that lies within each and every one of us, no longer bound, no longer tethered to what was or what might be. We are about the business of revealing what is and allowing that to guide our actions and our steps to the fulfillment of wholeness, which must manifest as a world that works for every individualized expression of the one. And so I celebrate. I celebrate every messy moment. I open the doors of my heart and my mind wide open. I say yes. Yes to this mystery unfolding in, through, and as life. Yes to living in alignment and unity. Yes to revealing the wholeness that I am. Yes. Yes to seeing the wholeness that everyone else is. Yes. Grateful, grateful, grateful. So I let go. I let it be. And I invite you, claim it, own it, as we say together. And so it is. There are no words for how much I love you. So this is our time of giving. Let's take a breath. And I need to take a breath. Please take one with me because I got to shift back into my body here. That's the cool part about prayer. It takes me somewhere else. So this is our time of giving, and I invite you, if you have been fed in any way this morning, to contribute to this center. You can do that going online at www.sierracenter.org. It's at the bottom of the title in the live stream. You can mail your contribution to Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, P.O. Box 2714, Grass Valley, California, 95945. We will be happy to receive your contribution. And so let's say if you're here in the room, there's a basket over by the door. After June 15th, we will be having folks back together, and we'll be passing a basket, one person handling the basket. That's another shift that we're making. So in the meantime, it's over there. Please feel free to drop off your offering. If you want to do an ongoing offering, shoot me an email at revrafe@sierracenter.org, and we will hook you up with the automated giving. That's a really simple way to do it. So let's say our giving affirmation together. Here we go. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. So real quickly, our reminders. The Wednesday is on hold for now. This coming Tuesday night is the first Tuesday in June. We have our Actualizing Wholeness, 4:30 to 6:30. That information is available on the center's calendar on our website. It's also in the newsletter, and a new newsletter will be coming out later this afternoon, so the link will be right there for you. I want to take a moment to thank our amazing musicians. You guys rock, and thank you for rolling with all of the craziness of COVID creation for the past year plus. Yeah.
Thank you.
We've done things we never imagined we would do. And thank you for humoring me this morning with the duck masks. We are open on Sundays. We would love to have you join us. We still have the limited seating until after June 15th. We invite you to sign up in advance, but you certainly do not have to. I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything? I always look at Juanita because she knows things I don't know.
I should thank Del for doing the tech.
Yes, thank you, Del. Del is the wizard behind the curtain. And if you're interested or willing to learn some of this technology, here's the thing. We're looking for folks to get back in running the PowerPoint so that I'm not running the PowerPoint and doing the service. If you can do this, you can run the PowerPoint. Because it literally is just poking a button from over there. It's all loaded up and ready to go. We're not asking folks at this point to learn the technology of getting it up and running. But if you're willing to be of service to do that, we're ready to have greeters again. We're not quite ready to open the bookstore yet. But if you're interested in being of service, let us know and we will hook you up. So, thank you for that reminder, Valerie. Thank you. Okay, let's stand and do our benediction. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called wholeness.
It is this thing called wholeness.
It is this thing called perfection.
It is this thing called perfection.
I know it.
I know
I feel it.
I feel it.
I sense it
I sense it
because I am it.
because
And so it is.
So it is.
All right, musicians, sing us out.
I give myself permission to be all that I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all that I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and one more time. Give myself permission